Vitamix offers high-end beverage equipment, and we offer a variety of it. One thing that you're going to get when you purchase a piece of Vitamix equipment is really high quality components, and that's from motor bases to your drive components. Everything is really built to the high end. You're not going to end up with something that's a very low capability motor. As you look from one model to another, what you're going to see is more kind of creature comforts that allow for more consistency in your system, that are going to help you reduce your speed of service times, and in the end put out a better product again and again. And that's also going to help with employee turnover. That's just a mainstay in the environment that our customers work in. So it's important to plan for that, and paying a little bit more up front is really going to bring higher success for you as you move through. So starting over to my left, your right, we have a drink machine 2-speed. And this would be kind of an entry-level piece. So again, a very capable motor, but it has limited controls. It has an on-off and a high and a low switch to control speed. So that's going to require a little bit more on the employee to know which speeds to run, how long for those to run. But you can get a really high-end blend out of that. No problem with breaking down ingredients. As you move up one step, we have our drink machine Advance. This has a more aggressive container, so that helps. Even though the motor itself is very similar, this is going to be able to break down ingredients a little faster for you and attack recipes that are a little bit more difficult as far as how thick they are from a viscosity standpoint. This also has 6 different programs, so as you change the position on the knob in the front, you're going to select different programs. And those programs are on different speeds and times that are going to relate to the size and difficulty level of your recipe, and also the recipe type. So think milkshake versus a frozen fruit smoothie versus a frappe. There is some variation there, and those programs are going to address that. This is also something that can be custom programmable if you want to go beyond those 6 programs. And it also has a pulse feature. So if you're in an environment where you make a drink and you've walked away from it, you can come back and hit that pulse to bring the ingredients back together again if need be. So great pieces of equipment. As we move up the continuum, we moved into our sound enclosed units. So this enclosure basically is going to dampen any of the sound that the container and blade are making as they're aggressively breaking down those ingredients that are inside the container. There's also dampening inside the motor base itself, and that's going to bring some value. So not only is it a nicer environment for your customers to enjoy their beverages or other items, it's also a little nicer for the employees because they don't hear that sound at a higher level throughout their shift, and it is going to improve your order accuracy. So if your employees are able to understand the order, whether that's coming in through a headset from a drive-through scenario or right across the counter, this is going to give them a much higher accuracy from that standpoint because it's an easier environment to work in. The Touch and Go Advance also has 20 different factory programs in it that you can pull to the front 6 buttons. There's also a high and a low pulse, so it gives you a little bit more from a standpoint of how many programs you can run to dial in what you want on your recipe menu. This also has programs for the aeration container for both of these units, which is a newer offering for us. But as you move up to the quiet one, you expand on that. So this not only has 34 programs versus the 20 or 6, it has a variable speed control that you control speeds from 7% all the way up to 100. It has, again, that high and low pulse that the Touch and Go Advance has. The motor capability is stronger, so that Advanced container goes up to a 48-ounce marking on it. And it's also custom programmable. So as you're working your way up that continuum, you are seeing an increase in initial cost, but in the long term, this is going to help a lot with employee turnover from an operations standpoint and training, also to give you a lot more consistency in that type of environment, and to do so in a much more palatable way in terms of sound decibels. So a lot of great offerings from Vitamix, and we look forward to helping dial in the one for you.